Today we are throwing the spotlight on South Africa's very own Maxim Brown, making a name for himself over in Europe. He has performed throughout Mzansi and Africa as a solo artist and as the lead singer in various bands, including Fever Jazz Band, Last Dawn, and Dr. Victor and Taxi. He now lives in Spain and is currently working on his new album. Welcome, Maxim. Thank you for joining me today. How are you doing, man?
Hi, good afternoon, Roscoe. I'm good, man. I'm good. Thanks for having me.
That's good to hear, man. The countries you expect
Yeah.
most musicians to migrate to are usually like England, the United States, Canada, Australia. I'm very curious how you ended up in Spain. Were you able to pick up the Spanish language quite quickly?
Well, I'm here for a very long time. And I came down, of course, I can speak a little Spanish. I do understand and I speak
Yeah.
Spanish, but not as good as I can speak English or Afrikaans or any other
Your
language.
mother tongues.
But yeah. Yeah, no, I came here on to perform or in tribute shows.
Yeah.
I'm a live performer
Yeah.
by trade. So all these years I've been singing in bands, and cabaret and things like that all over
Yeah.
the country, in South Africa, and of course, as you mentioned,
Yeah.
other parts in Africa and etc.
So the language came kind of naturally to you after staying there for a while.
Yeah, well, I'm here 15 years.
That's awesome, man. So you
Yeah.
work as a singer and a show producer on the hotel circuit. What is the music industry like there compared to South Africa?
Well, because the country in general is not English, so the majority of the music always goes to the people that speaks, the national language of each country,
Yeah,
etc. So, like here in Spain, I don't sing in Spanish. I sing in English.
yeah,
And I work for we are working for tourism on the hotel circuit, where people are coming over from England and the rest of Europe on holiday, and the hotels through our agency hires tribute artists,
yeah. That's awesome. Yeah,
tribute to various artists, etc. Motown, soul, pop, etc.
yeah. You sound busy,
So
man.
yes.
How would you describe your genre of music? Do you think it still has like a South African flavor to it, keeping a little bit of home with you?
Well, my genre was always like international music, British, American music
Yeah,
since a very young age. So I stayed on that pattern for all my years, as a cover bands,
mm.
cover singer, etc. Singing from Elton John to Lionel Richie,
Yeah, the
Barry
classics.
White with his deep voice.
Yeah.
I have some kind of a voice that can go really deep, and then I have a kind of a voice that can really sound like Elton John.
That's awesome, man.
Uh,
Have you
just to
ever?
make an example.
What about some Louis Armstrong? Do you think you could sing like Louis Armstrong?
Oh, of course, he's one of my favorites
I love Louis
in my
Armstrong.
solo show.
Yeah, that's a low
He's
voice.
one of my favorites. Yeah,
That's
of
awesome, man.
course,
I'd
there's a
love to hear
lot.
that. So you're working on a new album of original songs. It's super exciting, man. I hear Dr. Victor has produced one of your new tracks called "Where Did We Go Wrong." Can you tell us a bit about this new album?
Well, the new album I'm working on, I started for quite some time on the album, but due to circumstances and due to the lockdown, one could not really continue with the album except for writing new music.
Yeah.
So I take it step by step by releasing singles,
Hmm.
and where did we go wrong? I released last year in October exactly. This time last year, October, I
Yeah.
released Where Did We Go Wrong, which Dr. Victor, I wrote the song, obviously, Dr. Victor co-wrote it. some parts in the song, and Buddy produced the album.
Yeah.
You know, and I've been recording songs ever since, and writing songs and demonstrating songs. So I have enough songs.
Yeah.
But it's always a case of finance. To
Yeah. I know that struggle.
get the album out, get studio time. You know the story.
Yeah.
I am bringing out a new single. It's now in process for mixing and mastering. It's a ballad. It's a ballad song called "Happy Anniversary." So "Happy Anniversary" will be released hopefully as soon as the guy is done. My producer is done with the mixing and mastering. Then I have to send it off for distribution via online.
Yeah.
And things like that. It's a beautiful song. So I do it in a small way for now, seeing that I don't have a record company and things like that.
Yeah, independent.
I finance the whole projects. Independent,
Yeah.
yes. In the olden days was much easier because we could get companies that stand behind us.
Yeah.
And pay for the whole project. We just write and sing, and the company does the marketing and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's changed a lot, man. The industry as a whole has changed so much, I mean, what genres would you say? What styles of music and genres are mostly on this album?
Well, I stick to world music. I stick to music that is, world music, popular music like R&B, love ballads, those type of
Love
things.
is music, yeah.
I actually, I focus on music that I grew up with.
Yeah.
The styles, because to me, the 80s, the 70s, those years were still the best music that they had.
I agree, man. There's a lot of good tunes that came from there, man.
Yes, and they were our inspiration. All these artists from the past.
Yeah.
When I talk about artists, I talk artists in general.
Yeah, definitely, man. On that note, I think we should listen to one of your tracks titled "Baby, I Love You," which is apparently playing on various radio stations around the world. Here it is, "Baby, I Love You."
Baby, one day you're just a
We are back with Maxim Brown all the way from Spain. Maxim, there must be an interesting story behind this song, Baby I Love You. Do you care to share what that story is?
Well, Baby I Love You.
It sounds pretty self-explanatory.
Baby.
I know. What's the story behind that one? Who's there?
Funny enough, the story of Baby I Love You actually came from a poet. I had a friend in the UK that sent me a poet. She said she's a songwriter. And then she sent me the lyrics of the song. But it was actually, when I read the lyrics, it wasn't a song, it was a poem.
Mm.
But then I became creative on it. And I took the line, only the line, Baby I Love You.
Yeah.
I just took the line, there was no melody. There was nothing. I just took the line, Baby, I love you. And I told her, okay, I'm going to try and write from here. I'm not going to use the lyric. I just need the title, Baby, I love you. So I wrote from Baby, I love you and started with my chorus, like I always write from a chorus. And that's, Baby, I love you.
Yeah.
Baby, I need
That's awesome, man.
Yeah,
that's a good inspiration.
And then the second line, and then Baby, I Need You is from me. You are the only one for me. Baby, I love you. Now, these were all mine.
Getting a live performance here. Feel privileged. That's awesome, man. Raw and unedited.
Yeah.
Awesome, man.
I like to experiment. I like to, how can I say, express myself when I demonstrate what I mean.
Yeah, no, I can hear what you mean. Yeah, it's awesome, man. That's cool, man.
So that is how Baby I Love You started, and obviously there was a woman in my life at that time.
Yeah,
and it also made it more sweeter to write the song.
As it does, as it
and
should.
The rest,
yeah.
And the rest is history.
The rest is history. So, speaking of history, what's your most favorite performance of all time, man?
If I should start with a most favorite performance, it was when I was still very young.
Yeah.
In Johannesburg, in South Africa.
Ooh, man.
I think I was about 21 years old when I did a Sunday night cabaret in this big city, in a great club, New York City.
Awesome, man.
And I was singing on stage with a live band, and I was doing cabaret, singing Perry Como, and I Love You So, I think, And then I sang Johnny Mathis, When a Child Was Born, and I sang Lou Rawls, You'll Never Find, and another song, But when I sang When a Child Was Born, everybody stood up in the
standing ovation,
massive club.
Yeah,
it's a standing
awesome,
ovation,
man.
But when you're young, sometimes you and then for that I became emotional.
Yeah,
because it was like a life experience.
Yeah,
it was the first time that it happened to me in such a big way. And it was a big moment for me, and I started crying while the band is playing.
Definitely, man. It would be difficult not to. I'd probably do the same,
I became highly emotional,
Yeah.
And I had to get off stage while the band still continues. I got back on until I finally could enter the song. And that to me was one of the greatest moments for me that I've experienced, and saw how much people appreciated what I was doing, obviously, my voice and things like that. And that inspired me also.
Yeah,
part of my highlights.
Yeah, that'll definitely push you forward. I mean, once you experience that kind of, that euphoria, that high from the music, you just want more and more and more, man. That'll definitely inspire you to go forward, man, definitely. So your next track we're going to play on air is it's titled You Belong to Me, which is also being played on radio stations worldwide. Are all your songs mostly based on romance, love and romance and, that kind of thing?
Yeah, for me, it's easier to write about love.
Yeah. I mean, it does come naturally, doesn't it?
Yes, my message is always about love.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. I dig it. Very, very, very wholesome vibes. Without any further ado, here is a You Belong to Me on MMR.
I want everyone to know that I have found someone who really loves me, and I'm so excited. Our love, solid as a rock. You are my inspiration, the love of my life. Love shines so bright, like diamonds and pearls. You belong to me, and I belong to you. No matter what anyone say, we have sealed our love on black and white. You got that magic touch that turns me on every time you hold me. You're the one I adore. You're mine and I'm yours. Nothing can come between us. We are united in love. I will love you forever, as long as I live. You belong to me, and I belong to you. No matter what anyone say, we have sealed our love on black and white. You belong to me, and I belong to you. I belong to you. No matter what anyone say, we have sealed our love on black and white. You belong to me. You belong to me.
We're back with Maxim Brown here on MMR. So tell me, Maxim, do you miss South Africa, and will you be back performing in the Eastern Cape maybe anytime soon?
Yeah, I do miss South Africa. Home is always home.
Yeah.
But it was just because of my commitments over here and, work-wise and things like that.
Yeah, definitely.
Support things, things like that. But yeah, one day when I come home, I'm actually from Kirkwood, Port Elizabeth.
Kirkwood.
Kirkwood is my where I was born.
So you missed the Nachis and the citrus.
And lamuna and oranges,
And oranges.
That is why I'm so strong, because I ate oranges.
Vitamin C. So you're from Kirkwood, man. So you miss it. You miss home, man.
Yeah. I miss some, of course. PE is the city, and I've got a lot of friends in PE.
Yeah.
And etc. Yeah, of course. Why not one day? I pop around there with Mr. Jonathan Pounds
Yeah.
promote me some gigs down there when
Yeah,
I'm
definitely,
in the area, you know.
Yeah, definitely. Maybe if Wildsfeest is happening, maybe you can go back to your hometown and play Kirkwood Wildsfeest, you know? That would be awesome, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Unfortunately, I don't. I always hear about this boat fields, but I don't have the contact really, you know.
I'm sure that
That
Jono, maybe he can hook you up.
one of those.
Maybe we can pull some strings, eh? So tell
Yeah,
me,
you
man.
know, man. Why not?
Yeah, why not, man? All performers have they
Yeah,
have stories of something that went wrong or
yeah.
something that an audience member has done that kind of stood out. Can you tell us a story that comes to mind when you think of anything of that kind of scenario where something went wrong, an audience member did something ridiculous or very noteworthy? Can you think of anything? First thing that comes to mind.
Oh, there's such a lot that one can bring up here.
I know.
You know,
It's a crazy life,
you
man.
know, being a live performer sometimes,
Yeah.
you know, so hard to explain, you know. But for instance, I can just think about last week, Thursday, because like every Thursday I do a gig on my own as a
Yeah.
solo artist when I'm off when I work a bit on my own.
Yeah.
And then I do my tribute show and stuff like that. And I always like to go to my places where I perform early, like in the day, like now. Before this interview, I went to set up for tonight's gig. And then last Thursday, I went to set up everything perfect, everything great, sound-wise. Now, the evening coming, I got introduced to the stage, got on stage, the music started playing, but there was no mic sound.
Oh man. That's awkward.
Yeah, and the mic was working during the day, and I'm all, you know, hyped up, I'm all excited, you know, to get this thing off the ground. And then we had to stop the music, and then swap mics.
Yeah.
And tenor wasn't working properly and stuff like that. There's just such a lot, you know.
You know, at
There's
least
such a lot one can talk
there's a
about.
positive thing that came from that. At least people know you're not lip syncing. You know what I
No,
mean?
no, no. Maybe it's a test. You're right.
They're
Maybe it's a
testing you, man.
test,
They're
yeah.
onto you. They're like, nah, this guy's too good, bro. He's got to be lip syncing. Let's put his mic off here.
Yeah.
So that they didn't catch you out, man. All right, man.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
Max, it was amazing chatting to you today, man. Thank you for joining me on MMR. Do please download his tracks from Spotify, SoundCloud, Apple Music. Speaking of, how can people actually follow you on social media and music platforms, Max?
Well, people can get me on Facebook, Max Brown. That's my Facebook name. One name. It's for the open public page, Maxim Max Brown. And I also have a page called Maxim Brown Music, where they can get all my musical clips on Facebook and stuff.
Yeah.
And all my videos and stuff is also available on YouTube, Spotify, Instagram, and etc. You know.
Awesome.
And my music is available on all musical platforms: iTunes, Apple, Deezer, worldwide.
And that is under Maxim Brown or Max Brown. Which name should they look for on Spotify, iTunes,
Now,
etc.?
On Spotify, as you can see on the album, I use Maxim Brown.
Yeah.
That's the artist name,
Awesome.
Maxim Brown.
Thank you again, man. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you have a wonderful day further.
Yeah, Roscoe, it's been a great pleasure talking to you. And thank you for this opportunity. I always died to be exposed and be promoted in my home city, in my hometown, which I never got before, you know, except for one gentleman on the other station that also gave me a platform.
Yeah.
But I highly appreciate this opportunity all the way from the city where I was born, my hometown. And really, thanks a lot. It means a lot to me.
Thank you, man.
And people will tell you a lot about me.
I'm sure. Thank you
Thank
again,
you.
man.
Yeah.
Awesome, man. All
Thank
right.
you so much.
Remember to check out www.bouncepromotions.com to see the What's On guide to find out where your local musicians are playing, so you can get on down and support them this coming weekend. Bounce Promotions is always getting vocal about local.